Hi everyone, my name is Cody Lawhorn, and this is Inklings Behind the Scenes, with a special episode of the Writer's Room Takeover. On this episode of the Writer's Room Takeover, we are going to be crafting Season 0. Now, what is Season 0? Season 0 is a series of micro shorts, 4 to 6 episodes, about 4 to 6 pages in length, or 4 to 6 minutes of screen time. And these episodes are going to fully encapsulate the essence, tone, and atmosphere of the show of Inklings. These episodes will showcase the different variety acts that we will have in the show. Very much like Looney Tunes or Animaniacs, a lot of these sketches will feature 1 to 2 characters, and some could even be ensemble sketches with many of the Inklings. As far as the current episodes for Season 0 are concerned, Jesse and I have had discussions, and we've discussed roughly 4 to 5 episodes. The last 1 to 2, we're probably going to be making from scratch. Through my discussions with Jesse about Season 0, we want to accomplish a few different things. The first thing that we agreed upon is that they have to showcase the complete essence of what Inklings is. This is because Season 0 and the episodes within Season 0 are meant to attract potential investors. So it's really important to both of us that they have a really clear, transparent picture as to what we envision for the show. The second thing that Jesse and I discussed and agreed upon is the fact that these episodes need to be linked prequels, meaning that they need to tell the story of how the bugs come together and how the show kind of comes to be. Now, I'd like to be fully transparent with all of you. It was this point of topic that I actually pushed back a little bit with Jesse. I personally do not feel that these episodes for Season 0 need to be linked story-wise. I just feel that they need to showcase the different variety acts. A lot of the acts and sketches within Inklings are going to be very different from each other. I picture Season 0 episodes kind of as standalone episodes that definitely match and mirror what the rest of the series is going to look like. And I'm not necessarily very married to the idea that Season 0 has to be chronological in terms of story and when each of the bugs appears in the timeline. But this was something that was important to Jesse. One of the things that I really appreciate about my creative relationship with Jesse is that there's lots of room for both of us to push back creatively. We give each other space to express how we feel if we have a disagreement on something. We give each other the time and space to express why we feel a certain way that we do. But we also really listen to each other and take into account what the other person is thinking. And I truly find that at the end of the day, because Jesse and I have this dynamic, creative relationship where we can be really honest with each other and we can push back and stand our ground on the things that we firmly believe in, it brings out the best creatively in both of us. And so, although I do not necessarily 100% agree with Jesse that these 4 to 6 episodes of Season 0 have to be chronological in terms of the broader story of Inklings and when each bug shows up, or that they have to be prequels, or that they have to follow the official timeline of the Inklings story, this is something that's important to Jesse. And so because of that, I'm going to be mindful of this as I start writing and crafting these episodes. Okay, I think I've prefaced enough of what Season 0 is about. Let's dive in. On one of the past Writer's Room Takeover episodes, we discussed elements of the library which featured things you might see in a library. People reading books, people putting away books, people studying and doing research. But for now, we are going to set aside elements of the library, and we are going to focus on the episodes of Season 0 that Jesse and I have already discussed. All right, let's make a little list on the screen here. Episode number 1 for Season 0 is Cowboy Dinosaur. Cowboy Dinosaur is an episode about Poe, who decides to turn on the TV and watch one of his favorite TV shows, Cowboy Dinosaur. But when the power goes out, Poe decides to find an alternative as a means of entertaining himself. Episode number 2 is going to lead us into A Perfect Hat for Poe. Episode number 3 is going to be Favorite Fables. And Favorite Fables is going to feature either Bronte or Christie. Episode number 4 on the list is called Tales of Horror. And that's going to feature our favorite stink bug, Poe. That's 4 episodes. Cowboy Dinosaur, A Perfect Hat for Poe, Favorite Fables, and Tales of Horror. That leaves 2 more episodes, episode number 5 and episode number 6 of Season 0, that we can craft together. With a little input from Jesse, of course. I have expressed to Jesse that I feel it's really important that we have an ensemble sketch among the episodes of Season 0. That way, potential investors and all of you can see what a sketch would look like with all of the bugs involved. Whether they're getting into trouble and doing shenanigans around the library, or they're diving into a book from classic literature and taking on the roles and having fun and making it their own. One of the things I really love about the creative process, especially as I work on projects with Jesse, is I know that at the end of the day, both of us bring out the best work in each other. I'm going to continue to be transparent with all of you, especially regarding sharing bits of my conversations with Jesse regarding the show, because I feel it is so imperative and important to the creative process of forging a world like Inklings and creating a show and a powerful story like this. We are going to wrap up this episode of the Writer's Room Takeover because today I just wanted to share with all of you the plan and kind of the rough outline for our Writer's Room Takeovers moving forward for crafting Season 0. On the next episode, we are going to dive into writing the first episode of Season 0, which is Cowboy Dinosaur. Thank you all so very much for joining me on this episode of the Writer's Room Takeover. I hope all of you have an absolutely wonderful, terrific, and amazing day. And remember that reading a book is a gift to yourself. This is Inklings Behind the Scenes.